Well, amazingly, we got it all done. We actually took about 5 working days, call it 10-12 hours a day to get it done, but it's all done. So as you can see here, we widened these stairs. They're a good 6-8 feet now. We brought it out a little bit, as you can see. So she's about 24 inches off the ground, 26 inches off the ground. We finished the skirting on the bottom with 1x6 fence boards, as you can see. So just to give you like a little recap, we used regular decking boards for the whole top, and then we did the picture frame closing here. We've got 4 girders, one about here, another one about here, another one there, and then we have 1 or 2 going here. And what we did is we ran them this way, and they're essentially 2x8 treated wood. We put them 3 together and we staggered them and then screwed them all together and nailed them together, and they were sitting on those elephant feet, a 6x6 elephant foot that's sitting on a 24x24 inch concrete pad. And you'll remember that we did the foundations underneath for those pads. The reason why we didn't do sonotubes here with cement is just simply because the lake is super close, and the minute I dig 3-4 feet into the ground, I start hitting water and stuff like that. So I was kind of nervous that it would shift around anyway. We put the staircase like that. Original plan was to, embed it inside the deck itself, but we ended up going with that because we have future plans to put a solid structure gazebo here. But in general, it was a lot of work. It was just under 10K worth of wood to do this deck. So the deck, if you remember, is 17. It's actually a little bit more. We did 1710 about, and it used to be 33, but now it's 34. We did put a little escape hatch door here just to be able to utilize the space down below. We can store boards and stuff under there. But I mean, it went very well. We're very happy with it. We got the gazebo back up on there, as you can see. Now what we need to do is I'm just going to get a little topsoil. I'm probably going to mix it in with some peat moss and seed this thing so that we get rid of this dirt, because we're getting a lot of these little rocks coming up on the deck going up and down. But that's going to be the plan. We'll probably shoot a video on that for you guys. Everybody really knows how to do grass seed, but just to kind of close this one out. So we really had a lot of fun with it. A big shout out to my buddy Chris, who came and helped me do this deck. Without Chris, it would have been a much longer process, unfortunately. The heat that we had this year doing this deck was absolutely unbelievable. I have no idea how many liters of water I drank, but it is what it is. So big shout out to you, Chris. So just to give you an idea on the boards here, we did primarily everything 2x8 for the joists. They're on 16-inch centers. We've got those 3 girders running under the main deck and a couple of girders running underneath the front door. We put those girders in for extra support, just so that we're thinking about putting a big gazebo here. Where you see the fireplace chimney right to the edge of the house, all underneath there I put all metal screening, so it's like aluminum screening instead of just regular mosquito netting, just to be able to keep the mosquitoes at bay. I don't even want to know how many deck boards we went on, but I can tell you we went through about 50 pounds of screws. The screws we used were 3.5 inch, 2.5 inch, and then just those little finishing screws, I think they were 1.5 inch. But all the wood is that new treatment, the new pressure treated wood. So we're not going to do any kind of staining or anything for about a year. That's how long it's going to take. As much as it looks like it's ready to roll for staining, it's really not. So, you know, I just want to say thank you very much for joining me on this 3-part series. We had a great time doing it. Man, did I ever enjoy myself building this deck. A huge shout out to my friend Chris, who came and helped me out. And on the last day, his wife came out too, just so we could get this thing done. Like I said, it took us probably 60, 70 hours working nonstop to get this deck done. We did it over 4 or 5 days. So it really went awesome. If you got any questions, feel free to comment below. I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel. It helps me out tremendously. What would you have done differently on this deck build? I'd love to get your opinions, because I asked a lot of people before I built this deck and the design that I did on this deck with regards to the gazebo. But I'm really curious to know if you guys have any different opinions. Would you have finished something differently here? Like I said, we thought about doing the resin, we thought about doing aluminum structure, we thought about all kinds of stuff, and we ended up going with just this pressure treated wood. But I'd love to hear from you, so feel free to ask any comments or make any suggestions on what you would have done differently. Thanks again for joining me. God bless, have a super week, and we'll see you on the next video.